Alright guys, your 18th iPhone development tutorial. And in the last tutorial, what we did is we finally got our iPhone to rotate and the screen to change appropriately when it did. But check this out. We got some technical issues. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. But buttons number 5 and 6 are totally off the screen. So you're saying, alright, this is a problem. How do we fix it? Well, you are in luck, my friend, because that's exactly what we're going to be going over in this tutorial. How convenient. So go ahead, iPhone Simulator, quit iPhone Simulator, and hop right back into Interface Builder. And in order to respond to how the objects act when you rotate your iPhone or iPod, here's what you need to go. Go ahead and select any of these objects, and in your attributes panel, see this ruler right here? Go ahead and click that. And these are your size attributes. So even though it says your size attributes, you can go ahead and mess with how your objects are going to get resized when your phone is rotated. So these are pretty much not only size attributes, but also rotation attributes as well. So what we are concerned with is not size and position, not alignment, not placement. We're only going to be looking at auto sizing right here. And as you see by default, it's this little box right here and this is pretty much a preview of how you want your object to act whenever you rotate it. So let's go ahead and understand what all this crap means right here. Well, this inside square, you see this? Any object that you selected, go ahead and select button number 1. This inside square represents whatever object you selected. So see where my cursor is? This inside square now represents my button. So if you're saying, alright, then what the heck does this mean? And yeah. Well, this white space around your object represents the distance from the object to the edge of the screen. So you're saying, alright, this represents your object. All this stuff represents the space from your object to the edge of the screen. And now you're saying, alright, then what the H do these arrows and little eye-shaped crap mean right there? Well, first of all, the arrows represent the change of the size of your object. So check this out. Here's a little preview right here. Here's what happens when you turn your iPhone. As you can see, this box stays in the same place in relation to the top and the left of the screen, and your button doesn't change in size at all. So now let's go ahead and click this arrow up and down, and now you can see this, since this object, you clicked it up and down, you now enable resizing of the button up and down. So now if we were to rotate this, the button would grow up and down, and that's not exactly what we want. So now I'd go ahead and click this for fun, left and right, and now you can see if we were to rotate it, the button would automatically grow in size left to right. So I mean, we don't want any of the buttons to grow, so we don't want any of those arrows selected. Now you're saying, alright, I know what these arrows do. These represent the buttons, and this represents the ability to change in size. But what the heck do these eye symbols mean? The eye symbols mean the distance from that side of the screen to the object if you want it locked. So go ahead and deselect them all and check it out. Instead of locking that button where it is, it now gets rotated and is pretty much moving all over the screen. So if you only want to lock it to the top of the screen, go ahead and click this top one, and now you can see the distance from the top of the screen to the top of the object doesn't move. So if you only want to lock it to the left hand side, go ahead and click the left, and now you see the distance from the left of the button to the left of the screen doesn't move. So this is the very first button. It belongs in the top left corner. That's where we want it. So now what we need to do is basically go through and adjust where we want to lock each button. And by the way, here's a helpful hint. I now selected 2, by the way. The size of your object is not going to change, so we only have to change these little eye parameters. We do not have to change the size at all. So you see, 1, this is what we want. We want it to lock to the top left of the screen. For 2, we want it to lock to the top right of the screen. Pretty cool, huh? Now go ahead and select button number 3, and we want this to lock to the left hand side of the screen. Alright, so go ahead and select number 4, and we want this to lock to the right hand side of the screen. Pretty cool, I got it. So 5, this button appears at the bottom left. So go ahead and select bottom left locking attributes. And now last one, 6, you guys can guess. Deselect these both and select bottom and right. I mean, did I say that before? Anyways, you'll figure it out. And now this button number 6 stays in the bottom right no matter how you resize it or rotate it. So now that we got all of our auto sizing attributes set, go ahead and in Interface Builder select File and Save, and that'll save those attributes. Now in Xcode, build and run this, and you say, alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, alright, we're good so far. Now hardware, rotate left, and OMG. Are you freaking kidding me? That is awesome. Exactly how we wanted them to act. So now you see, among others, 2 stays in the top right, 5 stays in the bottom left, 6 stays in the bottom right, and all the rest of the buttons appear where we told them to appear. So again, anytime you want to mess with those are in your size attributes, which also is pretty much is like your rotation attributes by default. So that is how we do that and fix that error. But there's still a couple more things that we need to cover concerning rotation, and we're going to be covering that stuff in the next tutorial. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have some extra time, check out my forum. It's pretty cool. Ask me a question or something. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next tutorial.